every 20 minutes. It's your statewide Alabama weathercast.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Drew McCombs with the Alabama Weather Network, and this is your evening statewide forecast update. And taking a look across the state, pretty nice for this evening. The showers have finally cleared out of the southern part of the state, and some of the clouds have started to move out or kind of thin out as well. And so looking at a pretty nice night across pretty much the entire state at this point, I would say. And so that's always good to see on a Saturday night. Just taking a quick look at the radar, again, there's really not much out there. You had one little shower there. Moving into northern Autauga County, and then it's just now kind of fizzled there. And so again, really the radar has very much cleared up across the state. And moving a little bit further to the south, again, had a couple of showers there near the coast in the last hour or so. Most of those have now kind of moved off into the Gulf, and looks like it should be a pretty dry night across even the southern part of the state that's seen a good bit of rain over the last couple of days. So looking at our Skycam tour here, it's pretty beautiful out there. We're hitting it right at sunset, and Russellville looking nice out there. 81 degrees still with a dew point of 57 degrees, so nice and dry atmosphere out there, but just beautiful colors there in the sky. As we move further towards the south, Bald Rock looking really, really nice there. It's 78 degrees and the dew point is 52. So again, in the northern part of the state, it's hard to beat this in August for sure, or almost September. And looking again a little bit further to the south, Alabaster, again, looking very nice out there. Beautiful sunset there as well, with temperature around 79 degrees. And moving even further to the south, looking at Dozier there, it's 73 over 70. And this was one of those places that had some rain around earlier, so that helped kind of keep some of the temperatures down. But now that the skies have cleared out and everything, not too bad out there, and just a beautiful sunset. So I'm sure we'll have plenty of those pictures for tomorrow coming in. And also Dolphin Island, looking south into the Gulf. It's a beautiful way to end the day there on the beach. So what we're watching for tonight and tomorrow and the rest, and this coming up week, and Labor Day as well, obviously it's going to be a nice night out there. Again, it's ended up being fairly nice, so enjoy the evening in places where it's been raining a little bit here earlier today. And then it's going to be, again, we expect mostly dry for tomorrow. There could be a few scattered showers in the north, but it's not looking like that much at all. Labor Day, a little bit better chance of some rain up in the northern part of the state, but the southern part of the state looks drier than it's been the last couple of days. Another cool down is possible as we get late into this coming week, so we'll be taking a look at that as well. So as we look at our temperatures right now, again, we're still pretty warm, especially in the northern part of the state. It's 84 in Florence, it's 84 in Birmingham, same thing in Tuscaloosa and Demopolis. As you move to the south, where there was more cloud cover for pretty much the entire day until now, you've got 70s. It's actually only 73 in Dothan, 78 in Andalusia. And so again, kind of flip-flop from what you would typically expect. And high temperatures that occurred today, we hit 92 degrees in Florence. Same thing in Huntsville. So and also in Tuscaloosa. So again, it wasn't a super humid day, but it still ended up getting pretty hot out there. Hit 90 in Birmingham, but then again towards the south, Dothan didn't get out of the 70s with the cloud cover and showers around that lingered around pretty late in the day. Wind gusts right now, just wanted to show this because there's a little bit of a breeze out there. Got a little bit of an easterly breeze, and we expect a little bit more of that over the next day or two as we'll have kind of a wedge front start to come in the next day or two. But just a few gusts of 10 or 15 miles an hour out there, so maybe a nice little breeze to go along with the nice night. And then as we look at our futurecast, starting off right now, again, clouds kind of dissipating and showers dissipating, and then a pretty calm night as we move into tomorrow morning. As we get into tomorrow afternoon, again, a few scattered showers possible up north as we have a boundary approaching from the north. The south, though, should be mostly dry outside of maybe a shower or two around the coastal areas. Then as we get into Labor Day, again, most of the state looks dry. Again, the southern part of the state looks pretty dry outside of a shower or two around the coast, but a little bit better chance of a few showers and maybe a storm or two as another boundary sort of moves into the area in the northern part of the state, and it might be part of this wedge front. We're getting a little bit of an easterly flow that sort of triggers some of that as we get into Monday afternoon and Monday evening as well. And as far as the dew points are concerned, again, the dry air mass in place today, but then we see a little bit of moderation and increase in dew points up north. But then you can see there's that drier air coming in from the east as we get into Labor Day. Again, that's that wedge front, so that could end up meaning that the southern and southeastern part of the state ends up with more comfortable air mass in place for Labor Day than the northwestern part of the states. And again, that would mean a smaller chance of storms versus the northwest part of the state. So we're, again, seeing a little bit of a change there, a little bit of a flip compared to what we've seen the last couple of days. And looking at the tropics, again, not much has changed here, just a 30% chance of some development with this low that's going to be coming off of Africa in the next probably 24 hours or so. Again, that's far east at this point, and not something we have to worry about in this area in the next week. We're still quiet, and we hope to continue that way, but this is something we'll obviously keep an eye on as we continue. And looking at the upper level pattern here, just wanted to show, you can see that's a trough there. All that blue and green is showing basically troughing in place over our area that's been in place and will continue to be in place. And then you see even kind of a stronger reinforcement of that as we get towards the end of next week. So that's part of the reason why we're expecting likely a kind of reinforcing shot of some cooler, drier air again as we get later in the week. So we may have more of what we had earlier this week as we get into late next week. And so again, if you can get that in early September, that's a treat for sure. So our 7-day forecast for North Alabama, again, tomorrow looks still pretty good for North Alabama with highs in the upper 80s, a small chance of a shower or two. And then as we get into Monday, again, a little bit better chance of some rain showers, especially in the northwestern part of the state on Labor Day. And elevated rain chances probably continue for a few days, especially once we do get that front approaching the area. And then behind that front, we should dry off a little bit and see some cooler temperatures again. So you see those lows getting back down in the 50s again. So it looks like we'll get another round of that as we get into late week and then into the next weekend. South Alabama, again, not as wet for tomorrow, and same thing for Labor Day. So they'll get a little bit of a break for the most part for the next couple of days for the end of the holiday weekend. And then maybe a little bit of a ratcheting up of the showers as we get into the middle part of the week. But again, dry air mass starting to push in late in the week is what we're looking at and hoping for. And that could end up meaning some pretty nice weather as we get into next weekend. Well, that's your evening forecast update. We'll have more of those as we get into tomorrow with Bill Murray. And but otherwise, we hope you have a good night, and please keep watching us on the Alabama Weather Network.